morning, everybody. My name is Morgon Blackhair. Today we're gonna be beading earrings. Here are the supplies you're gonna be needing. Some felt or pellin to bead on, some buckskin to back it with. We have the back of our earring, which we're using a lever back. We're gonna be having a center piece for this. It's a plastic diamond. And then our beads. We also need some glue, thread, and scissors. The beads we're using today are in the tubes. They are size 11 beads. Needles that we're using is also for size 11. Now that we have our needles threaded, I tied off the end of the needle in a double knot. We will sew our inlay down. There's little dots on the inside that we will sew. I like to tack it down at least 2 to 3 times on both sides. We will start laying the beads down. I have mine already designed out, so the first color I'm going to use is the gold color. It's easier with the strings that are already threaded, and I like to put the needle through it and it follows right through. We're going to be doing, it's called a flat stitch. I like to use 2 needles with the flat stitch beading. It just lays a lot smoother to me. So our top thread is going to hold the beads, while our second needle is going to come through the bottom and tack them all down. So we go over and around. And then we'll do the next 2 beads. Right up next to it, and then we will tack it down again. The beads are tacked down. And then you repeat this process all the way around. Okay, once we're finished beading all the way around, we're going to have the needle that's holding the beads go right next to where the other bead ended, so it all connects together. Then we're gonna pop up just a slightly little bit on the outside, because this is gonna be our second row of beads. And then we're gonna repeat the same process. I have this clear white color next, so I'm putting it through the thread of the beads, and then I'm gonna repeat the process again. I finished this second row, so I'm going to do the same thing with the top thread that's holding the beads. Go through at the end where we started from to connect the row together. Come back up right next to the beads to start the final row. Just a little mark to where the bottom is and the top is, so I can be able to count my beads and make sure that everything lines up correctly. This is the finished rows, the 3 rows. So now I'm gonna tie off the thread back here and knot them off. We want to cut not too close, but not too far. I don't want to cut close enough where I'm cutting the actual thread toward the beads, but I need a little space around it. I have the space around it because when I'm going to be beading the edging, I need to have enough space to put the needle through for the edging beads. Now we're going to do our buckskin for the back. I just want to find a nice flat part. I'm going to trace it with my pen. Try to do the back of the buckskin so it doesn't show on the front, the pen marks. Now we get the back of our or lever back. I cut a little slit in the back, about the same space in between here, so it's gonna be a little lower. And we wanna make sure the earring is stable and secure, because without it, it's kind of flimsy. So I like to glue a little piece of cardboard, and then I'll glue it down. I wanted enough to cover the inside, but not enough to the edges, because when I bead the edging on, I don't want to sew through the cardboard. So I find the top, and so I want to make sure my earring, this top part, aligns up with the top. There's a little bit of excess on the front, so I'm going to go ahead and trim. And now we're going to sew the whole thing together. So I'm gonna go do that first piece that we started off with, pull it through, and it connects it all. There we go. Our finished earring to match the other side.